Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sorry about that. Had some pipe tobacco, and outside, of course, it was cold. Anyways, I want to tell you about today's plan. So I got out of bed really late. I got out of bed, and then I was laying around, and Aaron says, "So, you want me to come by yet?" And I'm like, "What time is it?" And he says, "Oh, it's 3:30." I said, "Okay." And then I said, "When will you be by?" He said, "Give me 15 or so minutes." So I said, "Okay." So I got up, made my coffee, had a cup of coffee, washed up, did everything, checked my messages on Skype. Neighbor says, "Oh, you want to go today to Red Lobster?" Didn't even think anything about it. So I was like, "Eh." So finally we got things going, and Erin made dinner around 5:30. We were loafing around a bit, hoping the neighbor would come by so we could see if she wants to watch a movie with us on the new TV. So as soon as we got dinner almost ready, chili dogs, by the way, the the friend of mine on Facebook messages and said, "Hey, what are you up to?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'd like to meet up with you and have some what do you call it? Time with you." I said, "Okay." She came by. We just sat there and chatted for about 2 hours. Finally, we got done. Aaron says, "Yeah, ready for a movie?" I said, "Let's walk him again." So we walked the dogs after I got out of bed. We walked them. So we walked them again after dinner, or after not after dinner, but after they got what do you call it? After my friend left, we got back. We put in a anime. Oh yeah, good anime. I like just so some of you out there, probably Heather and Angela's watching this. I like the harem style where there's one guy and like all these girls that rushes around. It's like, "Oh yeah, he's mine. No, he's mine. No, he's mine." And I just sit there and I smile. And me and Aaron watched one called Rosario Vampire season 1. He's got season 2. So I made a joke with him. I says, because he always makes jokes with me. He goes, "So, Mrs. Rita," meaning he always calls me the jokes about the wife. "So did the wife confiscate this series?" I smile. "Oh yeah, the wife has confiscated it. You gave me all this gray hair, so I guess it's mine." He just looked at me. Ha ha ha. Very funny. But really, he's a great guy. So last night we watched several movies, and then, well, you know how it went. So we watched several movies. We got done, and last night, and today we watched that. Tomorrow we're watching season 2, all of season 2. And then Aaron's like, "Well, I got Tsukurai next." And he keeps talking about all the big boobied ones, harem style boobies. And I'm like, I'm going to have to watch that. That's the one that Angela got. And he says, "Yes." He said, "How is you and Angela doing?" I says, "Well," and he asked, and I said, "I talked to Heather this morning." He's like, "Really? How is the young lady doing?" I says, "Well, she hasn't asked yet about her other Christmas present that's supposed to get there." And he goes, "Yeah." He said, he says, "It's the 9th. I got till the 16th, and then I get to complain." I said, "Where is it? In China or en route?" He said, "They don't give you any tracking numbers because it's coming from China," but he said it's really built high quality presents. I said, "I really like it." And he says, "I hope Angela's sister Heather likes it too." I keep thinking I want to call Heather Angela, but anyways, Heather asked me to meet up with a friend of hers. I don't know if it's online, Skype, the telephone, in person, a trans woman or something. I don't know all the details, but we were talking and she said something about copyright stuff. Don't talk about copyright. It's like, what copyright am I talking about? We were talking about how several gaming persons that do game reviews on YouTube's been they removed themselves on the grounds that copyright. And then she was saying, "Oh well, I have a hard time asking direct questions like, sex changes and gender." And it's like people shouldn't be afraid to say, "Oh, how far have you had your sex change? Oh, did you get your bottom surgery? Oh, did you get breast implants? Oh, did you get this?" All these questions are okay. A woman should not be offended and be like, "Oh well, I've had the full surgery," or they should be saying, "Oh, what are you talking about? I'm a real woman." Thing is they shouldn't be deceiving themselves, but teach their own. And I keep telling Heather that. And I told Heather about the problems with Angela and I with the few other things. And I wanted to say something to Heather like, well, if Angela's with her disabilities and stuff, I had a question for her, but I didn't ask it. Maybe I will one day. you know, there's certain limits to me asking questions too. There's boundaries, and there's certain things I won't even ask. So it's called common sense. So, anyways, tonight I asked Aaron to go through some of this information. He was looking for fly rod. I got some info from here, by the way. I showed Aaron 2 new magazines they want me to subscribe to for 2 years for like $15 for two types of mags. Aaron's like, "Wow, you gonna do it?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want the magazines, and they're pretty cheap." He's like, "Way to go!" And then I'm like, "Thanks." So we're supposed to be going to, oh, and then just now I got an email. I got my Google notifier going up. It says, "Please review your Figgies order." Sorry, I ain't reviewing the stinking Figgies order on the grounds of they suck. Yeah. So let me, because with the 3-pound cheese wheel I was always telling you about, we opened it up and it had black mold on it. So we cut off the black mold. We ate some of it, as some of you heard us, and I got sick. Had the runs for like 4 days. I found out it was cheese mold. So now it was sitting in the fridge. We had it in an airtight container and everything. Just sitting there. There's no moisture. All of a sudden I opened it up one day and the whole top was covered in a green mold. So Aaron's just like, trash. I said, "Well, what do I do for cheese?" He says, "Rita, you can get cheaper cheese." I said, "I still got to pay for it." And he says, "I'll handle Figgies. You just handle your other things." Oh, so I got to go to the post office and make the payment for Aaron's 2DS for Christmas. This is my payment sheet. They tell you to print it out. Print it out. We don't want to give you a statement. So here it is. I'm going to fold it up and then stick it in the envelope with payment. And that's it. And I'm going to print it, and it takes 2 sheets. And then Aaron's like, "Well, guess we're going to have to get some ink cartridges next month." So I printed out this info, and he read some reviews, did some stuff, and Aaron was like, "Oh, yeah, this is cool." So tomorrow, I'm going to print out a few more things for fly rods. Aaron's figured out what's needed. He went through some brochures today and stuff, and he circled what would be good for him. He wanted his starter fly, and we're still in the early stages. So the problem is taking it and flicking it just right. Whereas if you get one of those fast action ones, you can flick it properly. It might go faster, but therefore more of the advanced users, the new users, need something like a slow or medium flex. Medium fast is okay, so. So yeah, anyways, I gotta tell you, before bed last night, Aaron messages me and he says, "Yeah, I just ordered some stuff." He ordered Tom and Viv, the movie. He figured he wasn't going to Olive Garden, and when he found out we're going this week, he's like, "Damn it, I just placed an order, what do I do?" He says, "I know, I'll just order a soda." And I said, "What's going to happen with your service dog, Moppy? He's never been in an actual sit-down except for Burger King." Aaron says, "We'll figure it out." So Aaron's going to figure that out, or he'll have to sit outside in the car while we eat. Well, Aaron says, "Well, you need to go to the smoke shop, and you want to go to the hunting place. They might have some fishing gear, and then you can run home." And I'm like, "Okay." So, Rosario Vampire was a great show. We got some ideas for videos. I just got to get him on it. I think this is the video. Nope, this is my stuff for PS3, PS Network games I want to play and download. Anyways, he took it and rolled it up into a cone and then dumped some stuff into a container for emptying the outside ashtray today. He just keeps it in a little can, so when it gets full, we just toss it and we start a new one. So, anyways, he and I were talking about movies. He said he ordered me Amistad just because he wanted me to see it, and it's mine. Frost Nixon. He ordered the Lonesome Dove movies. There's Lonesome Dove, Return to Lonesome Dove, Streets of Laredo, and Dead Man's Walk. Then he ordered for me Comanche Moon, and he's like, "There, you got plenty of extra Christmas gifts this month." So I was like, "Thank you," and he's like, "Oh, well, no problem." Plus, he took me to lunch the other day, so I was just like, "Oh yeah," I took him to lunch the other day too. So, anyways, that's all about it, So now we're waiting for those movies to come in. Let me tell you, they're 4 to 6 hours long for these Lonesome Dove series. So Aaron's just like, "I'm looking forward to them." He didn't really say he was interested in Frost Nixon, but he was. Anyways, that's your update for tonight. Oh, and I'm going to be watching some computer PC RPG reviews tonight. I'm going to try to get one page done a night, and then, done. My criteria is simple. If the battle scenes and the style is not what I like, I go to the next game. I don't keep watching it because I'm spending 20 minutes per review. It's just a waste of time. With that said, please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments in the box if you like. And please add me as a friend if you like. Thank you. And have a nice day. And may God bless the world.